Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into Jimin wanting to leave BTS after a Sasaeng fan incident. I wanted to get into why people are saying this and what happened with HYBE and just overall what is going on. I also want to get into Jennie from Blackpink appearing really sad on the news, some saying she was crying, and I wanted to get into what really happened to her. There's a lot to get into today, so grab your dumpling, tea spilling mug merch, and let's jump into the tape. If you're new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be first to leave your hate comment, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell also, and you'll be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The first thing that I want to get into today is Jimin and what happened. So we all know that BTS is currently in LA, or they may just want you to think that, but no, we do have some photo evidence of them in LA, and they have to be in LA anyway as their concert is coming up. When the boys landed, we actually got an update from Jin, who clarified that they all landed safely. This is so kind for him to do, as I am sure he is aware that every time BTS flies, ARMY's trend fly safe hashtag. So it's nice of one of the members to kind of calm our worries and let us know that they are okay. Interestingly enough, soon after the flight and soon after everyone landed, there were some things that had weirded out ARMYs, and it was kind of obvious something may have gone wrong. There were photographers, and it looked like some fans that were waiting by the exit gate for BTS to come out. I say exit gate because it wasn't like there was just a crowd of people waiting in an open space. It was blocked off for people to stand and wait there. So it was obviously some sort of designated spot and spot where people were allowed to wait. I assume anyway. Meeting your idol or looking for your idol at the exit gate is not a crime, and especially if you're allowed to wait there as security is not pushing you away, then you're not breaking the law. Also, with the fans and photographers being taped back by the rope, they wouldn't invade any personal space of the idols anyway. I was reading people online calling these people stalker fans. I don't think this is true. But people were having a good laugh at those people because apparently BTS never appeared out of the exit gate. They left through the back. This is strange as most idols do appear in the front and usually happy to greet the fans and their fandom who had chosen to come all the way to see them. And I am sure BTS would have been happy too. But people were wondering what happened and why they seemingly may have exited through a back door or through the airport staff door. We don't know. It came out very quickly that apparently there was someone who was on the plane that everyone was calling a stalker fan. She posted on social media this story. We don't know the accuracy of it and if it's 100% true, but this is what she said. She said that she saw Jimin in business class and went to the bathroom 100 times just to see him. And of course, since you saw Jimin and you know that the boys are on their way to LA, it would be quite obvious that the other members are on this flight. But apparently she didn't see them in business class. I guess she went over to the first class and then said that she took a photo of Taeyang's hand and posted it on Instagram. I'm not even quite sure how she was allowed in first class. There should have been someone to stop her. But there's so many issues that happened here, I don't even know if I can fit it all. First off, people calling her a stalker fan or Sasaeng fan because she claimed that she went into the bathroom 100 times to see Jimin, and then later claimed that it was actually just once. And then even people bringing up this idea that she was a Sasaeng fan because she knew about the BTS flight and snuck into the flight or bought a ticket. I don't know if this action alone can tell you she was a stalker fan. If she was and she knew how to find BTS's flight info and all that, then this would not be her first time, meaning she would know not to post about it because most Sasaeng fan Instagram accounts are private and they make money by selling personal information, and if they were to go public, they would go to jail. It just seems really dumb for her to do that if she was a Sasaeng fan. One thing that I saw from people online was that apparently there was no possibility that BTS is just famous enough that they would even be one fan on the plane, like naturally, like one that was just making the trip and happened to run into BTS. A lot of ARMYs do this thing that is so infuriating to me. They know there's a bad thing happening around the boys, and then they look for one person who they have a suspicion on, and the suspicion is based on nothing, and then they lock into that person and use full force to attack or cancel that person because they now think that this person they're attacking is behind all the awful things happening to BTS. They're just looking for someone to blame, when in reality someone purposely doing awful things to BTS is not going to publicly have their face being shown or have a public account. As for her getting Taeyang's hand or whatever, be honest with me and level with me here. If you knew that BTS was on the flight you were on, would you not be tempted to go and have a peek? Like, would that thought not come to your head? Now, would you actually do it? Maybe, maybe not. But that thought would pop up and some people would act on it and others wouldn't. She shouldn't have taken the picture, but she did. But that doesn't mean she is necessarily a Sasaeng fan. Now, this wasn't the entire issue. I know, it got worse. As people were requesting that Jimin leave HYBE or completely leave BTS because they don't quote-unquote respect him. This came from the fact that according to this fan on the airplane, Jimin was the only one in business class, and I don't know where they got this information. But apparently BTS's choreographer or dance teacher was in first class with BTS. So people were mad that why did he get to be in first class but Jimin was put in business class. There's so many theories. One that I immediately thought of was one that I think was on Bon Voyage. This is a travel TV show BTS does. I react to that on my Patreon if you want to watch it with me. Link down below. I believe there was an episode where the boys all flew to New Zealand, but they didn't fly together. One of the members had something to do, so they flew in about a day later. Perhaps Jimin was going to miss this initial flight and fly out later, and then at the last minute he realized he could make it, and first class was all sold out. The choreographer already had his seat in first class, so they put Jimin in business. I don't see the issue because business class is still really nice, and Jimin can still get a good night's sleep. Another theory is perhaps there were only a few seats left over in first class, and Jimin didn't mind being in business. Maybe it makes him feel more normal. First class is very large. There's a lot of space, but only a few seats. And when you walk into a plane and you see these seats that can lay flat, that is not first class. If you're in economy and you're coming through and you see a bunch of nice seats, that's business class. First class, you do not walk through. It's on the other side. If you get first class, you don't have poor people like me walking through the aisle. So Jimin still got a good seat. Others were complaining that BTS or HYBE should have opted for a private jet, and not sure why they went commercial again. There's many reasons. First off, most idols don't do private jets. Idols like to do the whole airport fashion and just be normal. Going to the airport is fun. You have all the shopping, you get to meet people. BTS and the boys, when the paparazzi were taking the photos, BTS weren't shy about it. They seemed excited to flaunt their clothes, and it's a great way to get back into the news and promote that stuff is coming up. Get us hyped. Even show off potential new hair colors. For some idols, our boys were all wearing hats. It's very smart marketing, and it's just fun for a lot of the idols. Also, one of the things they got backlash on when taking private jet is jet fuel and the impact on the planet taking things like a private jet. It's not environmentally friendly. People were upset over HYBE doing NFTs being not good. And if they keep taking private jets, anti-fans will use it as a way to attack BTS for being not environmentally conscious, and Korea, China, and a lot of other places are very conscious of this idea and want to lower their footprint. So Jimin is not leaving. Everything is fine. No one was hurt, and it seems like HYBE maybe knew BTS needed some extra protection and took the back door at the airport when they arrived. So there's no arrival photos of BTS. They were probably picked up on the runway and never went into the airport. I'm very excited to see all these idols at the airport lately. I do think it's interesting because these idols are so big, and a lot of other idols at their level do not take the airport. American idols. And even idols not as big don't take the airport anymore in fear of paparazzi and things like that. Blackpink is very big and probably also take a jet, but I am glad they are not. Jennie was recently seen at the airport, and it was surprising because she usually seems very happy, but it seemed this time maybe she was caught off guard. Like, I don't know if this was specifically planned because it looked like from the photos she was by herself, and then there were news articles posted about a day or so ago with her at Paris Hilton's wedding and then at the film gala, all this stuff. So this likely wasn't on the Blackpink itinerary. So this idea that paparazzi or even fans knew that Jennie was going to be there is quite surprising, and probably even surprised Jennie too. She seemed to have a similar reaction like when paparazzi showed up when she was with Lisa and Jisoo going to the restaurant to eat. She seemed scared, and it was probably because how did anyone know she was going to be there? Although, to give credit where credit is due, that restaurant they went to is quite famous, and probably paparazzi hang out there because they know there might be celebrities there. People were saying she was being rude and that Jennie was even crying when she had her head down, but I think she was just scared, and she definitely wasn't being rude as there were photos of her eventually bowing and thanking Blinks for showing up. She just didn't want the paparazzi to get in her face. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving your comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check that out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so I do keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also recommend things you'd like to see over there. Currently, we have over 400 videos that are already up on there. You have access to the moment you sign up. If you're interested in being a part of all of that and a part of that community, make sure you go over there and check it out. Link is in the top description down below. There's a video over there that kind of goes over how you can support this channel even more if you would like to do that. With that said, there's two videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those. I'll see you over there. Bye.